Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Creatively Expressive. My name is Amy and today I'm sharing 2 rustic Americana DIYs that are perfect for Memorial Day and 4th of July decor. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a quick comment in the comment section below. For project number 1, I'm starting with this basket that I found at Goodwill. For this project, I will be using the paint colors Red Apple, Snow White, and 2 Blue. First, I am taking the color 2 Blue and I am going to paint the top portion of the basket with it. I want the basket to look rustic, so I'm going to leave some of that top area exposed, trying to make it appear as if the paint has worn away from age. Now I'm taking the color Red Apple and I'm going to paint every other strip on the basket, starting with the top strip. And again, I am going to leave some of the basket exposed in the areas I am painting to make it look worn. Now I'm taking the color Snow White and I am painting the remaining strips with that color. Once again, trying to make the paint look somewhat worn away. I used my silhouette cutting machine and cut out a bunch of squares with stars in the center of them on removable vinyl. I am going to place a square with the center star removed towards the top of the blue portion of the basket. Then I'll take a second square with the star in the center and line it up next to the first square, but towards the bottom of the blue area. And I'll repeat this pattern around the entire blue portion of the basket. Now I'm going to use this bouncer sponge brush to paint white paint over the star stencils. And I'm not worried about getting full coverage because I want a worn look. When I have them all painted, I will peel off the stencils. And now this project is complete. For project number 2, I'm using this wooden wine box that I found at the thrift store for $5. I took it outside and I sanded off all the wording. Now I'm going to use antique finishing wax to stain the entire box except for the inside of the top. I brush the wax on with a paintbrush and then I wipe off the excess with a lint-free rag. I wanted to put a printed picture inside of the lid, but a piece of printer paper is too small. I had some poster board, so I decided to cut it down to the height that would fit inside of the lid of the box. Then I went to Etsy and I purchased this image of George Washington crossing the Delaware, and I printed it out on the poster board. I was having trouble getting the picture inside of the lid, so I decided to see how hard it would be to get the nailed lid off of the box. I started pushing on the lid and it started lifting up pretty easily. I got the lid off, and now I'm going to cover it in a layer of Mod Podge. I let the Mod Podge dry, and then I placed the picture on top of the lid. Now I'm going to use my mini heat press to adhere the picture to the lid. I'll run my heat press over the picture. This will heat up the Mod Podge beneath it and reactivate the Mod Podge, making the picture stick to the lid. Then I'll cover the top of the picture and another layer of Mod Podge. This ended up making the picture bubble up some. I let the Mod Podge dry, and then I placed a piece of parchment paper over top of the picture. Then I used my mini heat press to smooth out those bubbles. Then I decided to pull the nails out of the lid to make it easier for me to get the lid back on. I put the lid on top of the box, lined up the two center holes with the holes on the box, then nailed those two nails back in. Then I nailed the rest of the nails back in. I thought it would look cool to have the date 1776 on the outside of the box, so I used my silhouette cutting machine to cut the date out on removable vinyl. I weeded out the numbers from the vinyl to make myself a stencil. Then I used transfer tape to transfer the stencil to the box. I placed a piece of parchment on the back of the stencil, leaving the very top of the stencil exposed. This will make it easier for me to move the stencil around on my box and figure out the placement. Once I have it placed where I want it, I will press the top exposed area down to the box. Then I pull the parchment paper out and press the rest of the stencil down. Then I am going to tape around the edge of the stencil just to give myself a little bit of extra protection for painting. Now I'm going to sponge paint over the top of the stencil with black chalk paint. I used a round bouncer sponge brush to cover the majority of the numbers. And I am trying not to go too heavy with the paint because I want the paint to look a bit worn. Then I went back in with a small flat sponge brush and tried to focus it just around the edges of the numbers to get more variation of the color on the numbers. I'll remove the stencil and then I'm going to distress the numbers a bit more by sanding them with a small piece of fine grit sandpaper. And once I have done that, this project is complete. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it inspired you to get crafting. If you liked today's video, some easy and completely free ways to help support my channel are to subscribe if you haven't already, give me a thumbs up, leave me a quick comment or even just an emoji, and share this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. I truly appreciate your support, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!